Bienvenidos, chicas y chicos. Welcome back. Welcome back, boys and girls, to Español con Webster. We are now in week 5. I cannot believe it. This is our 5th week that we're doing online learning. And I wanted to welcome everybody back to another great video, another great week. Right now you are looking at this really beautiful scenery here at the levee. Don't know how many of you are familiar with this place, but it's the levee at Loxahatchee. People come out here to take airboats out. Some people come out for fishing. Some people just come out to walk. They also have a little trail where people can go walking. I thought this would be a nice welcome video for you. These are the sites that we're seeing right now. And I did want to make one little correction. Last week on my welcome video, I mentioned that you needed to click on the notification bell. However, I did find out that you will not have a notification bell because these videos are made for children. So don't worry about the notification bell, but please, if you still have not subscribed, please do so, not only to the YouTube channel, but also to the website. So the assignments for this week, assignment 5, are all going to be due on Friday, April 17th by 1 p.m. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you're starting to get into the groove of homeschooling, of online schooling is what I mean to say. All right, everyone, have a great one. Let's get inside and let's get to work. Okay, chicos y chicas, bienvenidos. Welcome back, boys and girls, to Español con Webster. This is week 5 of online learning. I hope everyone is having an awesome week so far. 7th grade, this video is for you. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with chapter 4, just like we did last week. And our chapter is all about school vocabulary. We started our AR verbs. And today we're gonna review our AR verbs real quick, and then we're gonna start a group of irregular verbs called ir, dar, y estar. But before we do that, let's start with a vocab review. So we're gonna go down here and look at Spanish Pod 101, which we've used in class, has a couple of free videos. So this one's just reviewing a couple of school vocab. We're just gonna listen to approximately a minute of some of these words. And then, so here goes.
La estudiante.
Go ahead and repeat
La
at home.
estudiante. La maestra. La maestra. El salón de clase. El salón de clase.
Sala de clase. Sala de clase.
El pupitre. El pupitre. La silla.
Okay, so 7th grade, some of those words were introduced to you at the beginning of chapter 4, such as sala de clase, which means classroom, and also salón de clase. If you will remember, and you have your red book with you, both of those terms were introduced to you on page 105. So continuing on with our vocabulary from chapter 4, I went ahead and labeled this page 113. We're going to go ahead and go to page 113 in a second, but let's review some of our chapter 4 vocabulary. I went ahead and listed 6 of them. We have Victoria here with us today who's going to help us out. Victoria, can you read number 1 for us?
Llegar.
Llegar. So 7th grade, if you remember, thinking back 2 weeks in the past, what does llegar mean? Well, if some of you said to arrive, you would be correct. Llegar means to arrive. Victoria, can you do number 2?
La escuela.
La escuela. And I know most of us know that that means the school. And sala de clase, that was just shown to you in that little mini video from Spanish Pod 101. What's sala de clase, Victoria?
Classroom.
Classroom. Fantastic. And can you read Victoria number 4?
Profesor, profesora.
Right. And which one's the male version or the masculine?
Profesor.
Right. So this is masculine. That means he is a male professor. And profesora is feminine. So I'm going to put here professor. All right. And Victoria, can you do number 5?
Estudiar.
Right. And what does that mean?
To study.
To study. Now, last week for your assignment, you actually had to conjugate estudiar. So if you did that and you turned that in on time, good job, boys and girls. If not, please get that assignment to me. And the last one, Victoria?
Tomar apuntes.
Tomar apuntes means to take notes. Now, all of these are school-related vocab because these are things that we do in school. Nosotros llegamos a la escuela a las 8. We arrive at school at 8. La escuela es muy grande. The school is very big. Estoy en la sala de clase. I am in the classroom. Mi profesor se llama Señor González. My professor is called Mr. González. Yo estudio inglés. I study English. Yo siempre tomo apuntes. I always take notes. So these are words that we usually use when referring to things that are school related. I'm going to go ahead and take this away for a second. And we're going to focus on section 10. Let's go ahead and look at section 10. We're only going to do number 1 through 4 because if not, our video is going to get too long. But it tells us here to follow the model, and it all has to do with things at school. So basically, you take the verb and you go ahead and conjugate it for los alumnos, which becomes ellos. For example, llegar, you would say los alumnos llegan. The students arrive. And the reason it's ending in an is because ellos has an an ending for AR verbs. Okay, so for number 1, Victoria, could you read for us the phrase?
Llegar a la escuela a las 8.
Good. Llegar a la escuela a las 8. So the verb is llegar. So we're going to focus on that verb, which is llegar. And we're going to write the subject first. So los alumnos, which is a group of students, so you would use the pronoun ellos. Ellos blank, llegan. So I would write llegan because that is the conjugation for ellos. Los alumnos llegan a la escuela a las 8. So basically, all I did was take the phrase they gave me and I conjugated the verb. So Victoria, can you read that per sentence for us, the whole thing?
Los alumnos llegan a la clase a las 8.
Perfect. So number 2, can you read that phrase for us?
Llevar los materiales escolares en una mochila.
Okay, so what's the verb that we're looking at for number 2?
Llevar.
Llevar is to take or to carry. So I would drop the AR, and what would I put as the ending, Victoria? Well, ask yourself what pronoun you would be conjugating for, and it would be ellos. So what would the ending be?
Llevan.
Good, llevan. The ending would be what, honey?
An.
An. Good job. So los alumnos llevan los materiales escolares en una mochila. And what does that sentence mean? Could you translate that for us?
It means the students take their materials, their school supplies, in a backpack.
Fantastic, fantastico. So the students take their school supplies in a backpack or in a book bag. Good job. So number 3. Okay, remember we're only going to do 1 through 4. So number 3, read that, Victoria, for us.
Entrar en la sala de clase.
Right. Entrar is an AR verb. It means to enter. So I would start off with los alumnos. And now 7th grade, you at home, think about it. Entrar. You would drop that AR and you would put what there, Victoria?
Entran.
Entran. Los alumnos entran en la sala de clase. Read that in Spanish for us, Victoria, real quick.
Los alumnos entran en la sala de clase.
Excellent. And last one, guys, number 4. Let's do it. Go ahead, Victoria. Do that for us.
Hablar con el profesor.
Good. What's the verb?
Hablar.
Hablar. What am I going to drop?
AR.
And what am I going to insert?
An.
Very good. An. A-N. So I would write los alumnos hablan. And who are they speaking with, Victoria?
Con el profesor.
Con el profesor. So the students speak with the professor. All right. So 7th grade, we only did 1 through 4. What we'll do is next time we'll do 5 through 8. And basically here is the verb. Llegan, which means to arrive. Llevan, which means to take or to carry. Entran, to enter. And hablan, to speak. So that was a really good review for AR verbs. Today we're going to introduce a new set of verbs, and they're called ir, dar, and estar. And we're gonna let Monica read the red number 1 and the red number 2 for us.
The verbs ir, dar, and estar are irregular. An irregular verb does not conform to the regular pattern. Note the similarity in the irregular yo form of these verbs. The other forms of these verbs are the same as those you have learned for regular are verbs.
Excellent, Monica. So if you look at this chart, you can see all the pronouns are on this side as we usually do our conjugation charts. And ir means to go, dar means to give, and estar means to be. And they're considered irregular. But what's interesting about them is if you look in the yo section, which means I, yo, they all have what at the end, Monica?
Hoy.
Oy. O-Y. Okay, so I'm going to slide the book over, guys, and I'm going to show you this. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this with Monica, and you guys repeat it at home. Yo voy.
Yo voy.
Tú vas.
Tú vas.
Él va.
Él va.
Nosotros vamos.
Nosotros vamos.
Vosotros vais.
Vosotros vais.
Ellos van.
Ellos van.
Good. And ir means to go. So if I want to say I go to school, I would say yo voy a la escuela. Okay, let's go with dar. Dar is to give. All right, Monica, let's do this. You repeat after me. Yo doy.
Yo doy.
Tú das.
Tú das.
Él da.
Él da.
Nosotros damos.
Nosotros damos.
Vosotros dais.
Vosotros dais.
Ellos dan.
Ellos dan.
Good. And the last one of this group of irregular verbs is estar, which means to be. And yes, 7th grade, if you remember, ser means to be also. This is the second to be in Spanish. Here we go, Monica. Yo estoy.
Yo estoy.
Tú estás.
Tú estás.
Él está.
Él está.
Nosotros estamos.
Nosotros estamos.
Vosotros estáis.
Vosotros estáis.
Ellos están.
Ellos están.
So if you want to say, I am in school, you would say, yo estoy en la escuela. Now, this chart right here, I will take a picture of this and put this on my website, and you are going to need it, boys and girls, to complete your assignment. So your assignment for this week, lesson 5, week 5, assignment 5 is right here. So basically, you're going to write your name, first and last name for your 2 points, 7th grade, just like we do in school. La fecha is the date. So let's see, we would write here the 14th, el 14 de abril de 2020. And Victoria, would you mind reading the green directions for us real quick?
Conjugate the verb ir for the following sentences.
Good. So for number 1, it says, yo blank a la escuela en el bus escolar. I blank to school on the school bus. So I'm conjugating for ir. I'm going to look at this particular table, conjugation table, and I would look for yo. And what would my answer be, Victoria?
Voy.
Voy. So you would write, yo voy a la escuela en el bus escolar. Can you repeat that for us, Victoria?
Yo voy a la escuela en el bus escolar.
Perfect. So 1 through 5, boys and girls, is going to be ir. Be careful. Always ask yourself, wait a second, what's the pronoun that I'm conjugating for? I just want to point out number 5. Ricardo, Mariana, y Antonio blank al gimnasio. Ricardo, Mariana, and Antonio go to the gym. Now there's 3 people there. Ask yourself, what pronoun would I put there? Maybe Victoria can help us. Victoria, what would that pronoun be that we would be looking at for the conjugation?
Ellos.
Ellos. So if you slide down here, guys, here's ellos, and you slide across, what's the answer, Victoria?
Van.
Van. I just gave you 2 answers. I gave you the answer for number 1 and the answer for number 5. Real quick, guys. 5B. It has come to my attention, boys and girls, that some of the children are not watching all of the videos. Sometimes they're just skipping to the end. So I'm going to be asking some little code or secretive questions to make sure that you are watching the video from beginning to end. So where was the welcome video filmed? If you aren't sure, start the video and rewatch. The welcome video is actually that little part of this video at the very beginning that's taken place at a specific location. I did tell you where I was, and if you didn't catch that, go ahead and rewatch. It is worth 5 points. Okay, purple directions, Victoria.
Conjugate the verb dar for the sentences below.
Good. So number 6 through 8, you're conjugating for that. You would use your chart. And the bluish kind of teal directions, Victoria.
Conjugate the verb estar for the sentences below.
Good. So yo blank en mi casa, I am at my house. Usted blank en la escuela en la mañana, you are at school in the morning. Eduardo y yo, look at number 11, guys, blank en la clase de biología. So Eduardo and I blank in biology class. So it's Eduardo and I are in biology class. But ask yourself, Eduardo y yo, what would that pronoun be? Be very careful with 11 and then number 12. All right, 7th grade, I know that these verbs are not the most exciting thing in the world, but it is part of our Chapter 4 curriculum, and you're doing great so far, so keep going, and I will see you again next week. Take care.
Hey guys, Monica here. Quick reminder that your subject line should be titled in the email as your first name, last name, / grades level / lesson number. Alright guys, have a great week.